Hello and welcome to Simon Says Artwork. In this video I'm going to be showing you an ink first drawing that I do from imagination, drawing a character that's kind of a barfly. That's why I might have titled this video Barfly Doodle or something like that. I'm going to be using my grayscale Tombow brush pens to start off the drawing. I'll finish it off with another brush pen, which is a black ink brush pen, which is quite nice, and then I'll also finish it off after that with a white Posca pen. So, okay, let's get started. When I started this, I was at a friend's house and they slept in quite late, so I decided to get up, make myself a brew in the morning and start to create a doodle. And I was using these grayscale pens that I think were quite new to me at the time, but I knew that if I just relaxed and enjoyed them, that I could create something without any underdrawing or reference. So that's what I'm doing here. At the time I liked using a lot of shadow shapes, so instead of drawing everything with an outline, there was a certain amount which was just where the creases and the folds would occur in clothing. I would draw that shape and then shade that shape in. And the same for the bar stool and the details underneath. I thought if I create the shadow shape for the rings of the bar stool, then I can just shade those in. So it was all improvisational and experimental, but it was without any pressure or any expectation really. It was just, let's see how far this goes until it doesn't look quite right. And it was quite enjoyable. I think it worked out okay. It was still not as I would like it to be these days, but for back then I think I was quite impressed with how far I could get, because I was inspired by Kim Jung-gi, who draws without any photo reference and there's no underdrawing, so that's why I would do the same thing. And I would expect that I could draw characters in clothing and environments without any references or underdrawing, because that's who I admired and I wanted my work to reflect that type of sensibility. But in the shadow areas I get a lot more nervous about how to apply the dark tones to certain parts of the figure, and I'm not that experienced with doing this very often, so it does take more practice. But you can see there that I'd got to a certain stage where it looked like a character sat at a bar, and there's the clothing details to an extent, and then it just means that I had to get my other brush pen out and start to add some black detail on top of the grey in order to really heighten some of the aspects of the character. And I really do like this type of practice when you have grey and black. This is not how Kim Jung-gi does it, but it's quite a saving grace when it comes to the mistakes that you make with the grey. I've done it a couple of times, but not nearly enough, where I can play with a grey pen and then fix it with the black afterwards. And with this I use three tones, the grey, the black, and then white at the very end. And then you have the tone of the cardboard. So now I'm onto the paint pen, the white, and I'm just applying little highlights here and there just to try and heighten certain aspects of the drawing. But it is just a doodle and there are lots of mistakes, and the things that I've learned about light distribution now would definitely inform this drawing better than what it did back then, because there is a very uneven light distribution and I'm just trying to balance grey, black and white, as opposed to using my knowledge of how light is spread in certain areas more than others. But there we are. It still makes quite an interesting little experiment, and I shouldn't beat myself up too much because it's not too bad. I thought it was worth sharing with you. It's from a few years ago and it was quite nice to be busy with that whilst my friend was busy having a lie-in. Okay, so that's the drawing done. Now, I thought there was quite a nice start in that. It was a good idea, and you can tell that I was really inspired by other artists making things where they just create these characters and environments out of nothing. I hope that you enjoyed the video. If you did, then please leave a like, comment down below, subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell, and I will see you in the next video.